Mientras estaba sentado en el habitual embotellamiento matutino, no pudo evitar notar que parecía haber muchas personas extrañamente vestidas por ahí. Se sintió molesto al ver que un par de ellos no eran jóvenes en absoluto. ¿Por qué ese hombre tenía que ser mayor que él y llevar una capa verde esmeralda? Mientras él trataba de concentrarse en el semáforo que cambiaba a verde, las risas provenientes de los extraños lo distraían aún más. La frustración de Mr. Dursley aumentaba al pensar que quizás esta era una nueva moda absurda que simplemente no comprendía. De repente notó que uno de los individuos con capa le lanzaba una mirada curiosa y su corazón se aceleró. Sintió un escalofrío recorrer su espalda como si hubiera interrumpido algo que no debería haber visto. Antes de que pudiera reaccionar, el semáforo cambió de nuevo y pudo continuar su camino aunque la inquietud permanecía. Mientras conducía, trataba de convencer a sí mismo de que no había razón para preocuparse por un grupo de personas raras. Sin embargo, la imagen del hombre de la capa verde esmeralda seguía apareciendo en su mente como una mancha que no podía borrar. The nerve of him! But then it struck Mr. Dursley that this was probably some silly stunt these people were obviously collecting for something. Yes, that would be it. Mr. Dursley always sat with his back to the window in his office on the 9th floor. If he hadn't, he might have found it harder to concentrate on drills that morning. He didn't see the hours swooping past in broad daylight, but people down in the street did. They pointed and gazed with open mouths as owl after owl sped overhead. Most of them had never seen an owl even at night time. As Mr. Dursley continued his mundane routine, he couldn't shake the odd feeling that something unusual was happening outside. He shifted uncomfortably, trying to dismiss the strange occurrences as mere distractions. Yet the sense of unease lingered, gnawing at him like a persistent itch he couldn't quite reach. Mr. Dursley finally stood up, determined to shake off the strange thoughts and get back to work. As he made his way to the door, a sudden rush of excitement erupted in the street below, drawing his attention once more. He hesitated, curiosity battling with the practicality of his day before taking a moment to glance outside. Mr. Dursley, however, had a perfectly normal owl-free morning filled with the mundane rhythms of his daily routine. He yelled at 5 different people, asserting his dominance over the morning chaos that swirled around him. He made several important telephone calls, his voice booming with authority as he discussed matters of utmost significance. He shouted, a bit more relishing in the sound of his own voice echoing through the office, confident in his normality. He was in a very good mood until lunchtime, feeling quite satisfied with how the day had unfolded. He thought he'd stretch his legs and walk across the road to buy himself a bun from the bakery, eagerly anticipating a treat. He'd forgotten all about the people in cloaks until he passed a group of them next to the bakers, their unusual attire catching his eye. He eyed them angrily as he passed, a sense of irritation bubbling to the surface for reasons he couldn't quite articulate. He didn't know why, but they made him uneasy, their quiet chatter buzzing in the back of his mind like a persistent fly. This bunch were whispering excitedly too, their animated gestures contrasting sharply with Mr. Dursley's growing discomfort.